What is up, guys? It is Joseph and I am back with another My 600 Pound Life reaction video. I do apologize for the delay. I've been kind of busy with life and a few other side projects, but I thought it was time to kind of get back into what has made my channel successful, which are these My 600 Pound Life reaction videos. Today we're going to be reacting to a fella named John, and based on the title of the video and the description in the video, it does look like it's a little bit of a more dark tone. The title of the video is They Showed Their Love by Feeding Us. And oftentimes we see this in any number of these videos where people kind of turn to food as a coping mechanism for something toxic in their life. Whether it's a toxic home life, maybe they're getting picked on at school, maybe they've experienced some type of sexual assault in their life, or maybe they're just overall unhappy. But we've seen this in several videos that we've covered so far on the channel. And I am very curious to see kind of where John's life started and why he turned to food as a coping mechanism. But anyway, guys, as always, please be sure to like the video, to comment on the video, to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are interested in the content. And if you do want to see some of the other reaction videos that we've done on the channel, I will leave a playlist up top as an annotation. And with no further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
Every day of my life starts with the same thought, that I can't believe I've let things get this bad with my weight. And I am disappointed that I let my life end up like this. I'm miserable, all because of my size and how big I am now. I can't even sleep normal because I can't sleep laying down, I can't breathe. My weight smothers me. So for almost 8 years, I've slept in a chair. And that's lonely because I can't even share a bed with my wife anymore.
Aww.
Morning. I'm gonna get ready for work.
She's a very pretty young lady, man, and I mean, I'm not saying these people are scum and don't deserve to be loved by any stretch of the mind, but you do wonder sometimes how long they've been with these people. Maybe they were skinny or skinnier at one point and it just kind of got out of control, but at that point the love was too much to overcome, so they kind of stayed around even if they are deeply unhappy. Because, I mean, as John said, he is unhappy. He feels like he's smothered by his weight. He's drowning. He doesn't know what to do. He can't even sleep with his wife in the same bed. So, I mean, obviously that trickles into her happiness. I would probably guess that she's not the happiest camper in the world. So it is kind of something to think about. But let's just keep watching.
In our day-to-day life, I do a lot of things taking care of John because he can't do the simple things for himself. It's a lot, but it is worth it to me because I love John and I would do anything for him.
And that's kind of what I was saying. She loves him, but love only. I know people like to say that love can conquer all, but love only goes so far. I mean, if he's not gonna like try to help himself, then she's not gonna put up with it forever. I mean, she might, and there are people out there that do. But could you really fault her if she was like, John, I just can't do this anymore. It's out of hand. You're not even attempting to get better. Yada yada. If that were to happen, you couldn't really blame her. That's just putting her in a very hard situation.
How much I have to struggle, and the way I live now embarrasses me. Because I can only go very short distances on my own. But I really don't want them to see that. So I wait until my family leaves before I try to go to the restroom and clean myself.
Good morning. Good morning, Dad.
Morning. We go to school.
Okay.
Maybe when you get home from school, we'll play some ball.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
And that kid obviously looks uncomfortable. He walked into the room kind of robotically. You can see he's kind of smiling because it's not because he's having a good time. It's because he's like, there are cameras in my house. They're obviously filming my dad because my dad's not normal. Because he's old enough, I would say he's probably 10 or 11, maybe older, maybe a little younger, I don't know. So he's aware of what's going on with his stepdad, that this isn't normal, and he probably has seen friends' dads and realizes that, hey, their dads can be physically active, they're normal sized, and maybe he's a little bit self-conscious and insecure about that. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is to where this all John's situation, what he's done to himself, what he's done in his life, kind of trickles around to everyone, to his wife, to his stepson, and presumably other members of his household and his family. So that's kind of what I'm saying, is it's just not John's problem. It becomes everyone's problem.
Bye.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
I never want to ask Amber and Caleb for help, so I want to do it myself. But I can't do much. When I first stand up, I get a little dizzy, and the first steps in the morning are hard. My legs just can't really handle my weight anymore, so it's excruciating to walk. And every step I take is like shooting pains through my legs, my knees, my feet, my back.
My pussy and my crack.
Anybody.
No, and that joke was completely uncalled for. I apologize. But anyway, so if you notice, it looks like he's not based by any means like he can't be saved or anything like that. We've seen some very crazy situations in these reaction videos, especially where people were able to find help, to take the help, and to change their lives. But you can definitely tell that it has gotten out of hand. The stuff on his legs, I'm not sure if that is what we've seen a few times in these reaction videos, which is called lymphedema. It's basically like a skin rash, buildup of fat cells. I don't know if that's maybe because he can't get to his legs when he's washing them. He said he was stubborn, that he didn't want to ask his wife or stepson for help. So that could very well be the case. It might not be lymphedema. It might just be dirt buildup and just kind of rash from dirt. But anyway, let's see, because it looks like he's about to take a shower, so we'll be able to see kind of what nooks and crannies he can get and what he can't get.
Bathing is one of the hardest things of my day. And it's not just hard, it's scary, because I really do need...
I think that's a little ridiculous. Are they getting him taking a shit? Or is this just how he kind of gets in the bath? Like, see, I think sometimes the producers of this show go a little bit far. I know they kind of have to get the whole story, but I mean, if he's about to go, I mean, do what everybody in the world does, which is either urinate or defecate, then they probably, I mean, he probably poops like everybody else. I mean, yeah, like he's big, and it might, I don't know, that might be harder, but I mean, hopefully he's just drawing a bath or something, and that's why they're filming.
I need help to take a shower and get around. But trying to do it on my own still means if something happens and I fall or slip and hurt myself, then I don't know how long I would have to wait to get help. My wife's at work and my son's at school, and by the time they get home, it could be too late for me.
He's definitely got some type of situation going on with his legs. They're completely misproportioned. I don't know if that was his whole shower, but it looks like he literally just got his armpits. He said he was scared that he can't get into the bathtub because, I mean, he is right in that fear. If he slips and falls, the kid's going to be at school for at least 6-7 hours, won't get home. Wife presumably works 8 hours, so he's going to be sitting there in his, naked in his own bathtub for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours before anybody can get help. He should probably think about getting one of those like life alert things, or at least a handrail in the shower to kind of help him, because I mean, if that was his whole shower, then obviously we see where the infection's coming from.
So this is the worst and scariest part of my day, and I just want to get it over with as quick as possible so I can rest and eat. But at this point, I'm dying to eat more than ever, and that's all I'm thinking about. The more I hurt, the more I just want to eat. I'm constantly craving something. So most of the day, I just make food and eat. Chili dogs is one of my favorite meals, and I could probably eat it every day, at least one meal. Nothing beats my first meal of the day, because at that point, I've had to work so hard to start my day that I'm just looking forward to the satisfaction of the first bite. And I feel like nothing else matters when I'm eating. And I can forget about all the things I don't want to think about, especially things of when I was growing up, because that time was the hardest part of my life. With a lot of things I just wish I could forget. Growing up, it was just me and my older brother, Lonnie. My dad was a truck driver. He got addicted to speed so he could stay awake and drive a truck. And he chose drugs over his family.
So he's obviously, well, this is decades after the fact, but this obviously still emotionally impacts him. And this is kind of what I was referring to in the intro of this video, where I basically said that, I mean, it could be any number of things that turns a person to food or other unhealthy coping mechanisms, alcohol, drugs. And obviously he felt maybe neglected. He felt isolated. He felt like he didn't have a relationship with his father. So that kind of opens the door to a void that he needs to fill, that he unfortunately filled with food.
And he left us. And my parents got a divorce. With my dad gone, though, it meant my mom had to start working a lot to provide for us. So she ended up not being around either.
So that's kind of the trickle-down effect of the dad gets addicted to drugs, leaves. Now the mom has to pick up more hours to afford all the bills because nobody else is working in the household. So now he is not just missing his father permanently, he's missing his mother most of the days too, because she has to work to provide for them. And whereas the mother might see that as, I have to provide for my children, I want the best for my children. And I mean, that's maybe just a shitty thing in America that we need to figure out, but because mothers and fathers both matter in the picture. But I mean, her not being there obviously affected that as well.
So we often ended up at my grandparents.
I could have never raised John and Lonnie without my parents. I worked 2 full-time jobs, and I don't have no Mother of the Year awards on the wall, but I love my kids, and I worked hard, and they never missed nothing because Nanny and Pawpaw took them everywhere.
But how they showed us love was by feeding us and making sure we had whatever we wanted to eat. But when I was really upset with my dad and about all the things he had done to our family, food made me feel great. So it became my best friend. And I believe that's when my weight gain started picking up. And I know it was the same for my brother.
Alright guys, it looks like that is about it. I'm actually curious. He said that he had a brother, and we saw the picture of him when he was younger, and he kind of alluded that his brother struggles as well with the weight addiction. I would be curious to see if his brother is as big as he is, or maybe he's kind of got it more under control. I don't know if, because this is just a clip of the full episode, of course, so I don't know if his brother makes an appearance in the full version of the story, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this is kind of a simple kind of cause and effect situation that led to basically a very destructive lifestyle for John. Father leaves, mother has to work more, goes to grandma and grandpa's house, and if any of your grandparents are like mine was or mine were, I mean, it's just basically when you go over to grandma and grandma's house, it's like, here, you know, here's a candy bar, here's all the sweets you can eat, because maybe it was a different generation, maybe they didn't quite understand, you know, health as we do now, but it was kind of like, here, you know, we're gonna feed you. And I love being at grandma and grandpa's house, don't get me wrong, but I definitely understand that, like, getting fed, eating what you maybe can't have at home, all that sort of a thing. And regardless, it was just a cause and effect from one thing to the end result, which is basically John turning to food. And ironically, the thing that caused John to become an addict himself, eating as much food as he does, is his father was an addict. I mean, to a different degree, I guess, with drugs, but it's kind of ironic that one addict kind of jump-started another addict. I mean, maybe not on purpose, but of course, or maybe not leading directly to that, but he kind of did that. Well, anyway, guys, that's basically all I have to say about John's story. I would be curious to see kind of where his story ends up, whether he does seek treatment and whether the treatment does actually help him. If you do know anything about John's story or you are familiar with his story, please comment below kind of what's going on with him now, because I am assuming that this was posted a while ago, or the story happened a while ago, but then again, I'm not sure when this season aired or when this episode aired. But anyway, guys, that's all for me. Again, please don't forget to like the video if you did like my analysis, to comment and let me know maybe what I got wrong or what you would have added, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you do want to see more stuff like this in the future. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week, wherever you're at, and I will see you in the next one.